Hello everyone. Today we have our special guest with us, Pops KV Sridhar sir. He is the Global Chief Creative Officer at Nihilent Limited and also has an experience in marketing and advertising. We welcome you, sir, from the whole Bloggers Alliance family, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Yeah, shoot whatever you want.
Sure, sir. So, sir, you are the Global Chief Creative Officer at Nihilent Limited. So, can you tell us something about the Nihilent Hyper Collective and also your role as a creative officer?
Yeah, I mean, before that, let me just explain what Hypercollective is. Hypercollective started in 2016 as a collaborative platform to bring creative strategy, analytics, and content together. Um, so that was the intent, and we were working with some of the largest brands in the country, like Nestle, Tata's, Reliance, and who not. And then we were are doing very well. And then we got acquired in 2020 January by a company called Nihilent. And Nihilent is globally known as a medium-sized IT company. It's a technology company, and they wanted to really transform themselves into a modern age consulting company, and then solving problems and of clients and helping them transform um, their entire journeys. And then we became a transformation company, consulting company, design thinking company, a company which finds solutions to the client's problems. And to put everything, we started working for clients, which are people, human beings, consumers. Though we work with a technical part with a lot of companies, we started looking at their own clients who are the consumers. So we made the transformed the entire company to a people-centric, human-centric company. And today we try to find solutions for to any client, which is based on solutions which can transform the life of people and change their behavior, and then aid them to live a better life. So that's our purpose, using technology, creativity, modern tools, everything. And as global chief creative officer, my job is to really bring in the human perspective, and how can we find the technology which can be humanized, and bring in the perspective of consumer experience, creativity, and marketing, and then brand side, how things evolve. Today, everything is a brand. And today, all technology is used only for consumers, not to improve their systems. So world has changed quite a bit, and then we are trying to bridge the gap. That's my purpose, bridge the gap between technology and creativity.
Great, sir. Great work. And sir, also you have a great experience in advertising and digital marketing, as you told also right now that you mix up advertising and media things also. So can you tell us two of your favorite campaigns and how you came up with those ideas?
So there are a lot of campaigns. I've got 45 years in advertising. I started my career in 1978. So many years. There's so many campaigns. I think campaigns which are relevant for today's audience are the ones which people react and then remember. The current brands. Maybe um, Thumbs Up is a case, which I have worked for more than 24, 25 years. And till 2014, I was working, from 1994 onwards, more than 20, 22 years. And then still, in some way or else, I'm the oldest member on Thumbs Up team, correct? Still, I help them out on Thumbs Up and media. Anything to do with Thumbs Up, they come to me. So it is a long association. And how do you change the communication to the newer audiences?
Mhm.
So at one time, Thumbs Up was all about muscular men, and then guy who bashes up people would win. From there to guy who get bashed is the hero. Okay. That's where the sympathy will come. All the girls feel for him, not the guy who bashed someone. Okay. So world has changed from there to here, and then we changed the brand, from there to to the bungee jumping. The guy who does it for himself, not to impress girls. So it is the change, respecting women, and then the way the women are in Thumbs Up has changed over the years. And I like, one of the, not campaigns, probably, there are a lot of campaigns from Thumbs Up, bungee jumping, to Parko of Akshay Kumar, to Salman Khan, to a lot of things, which we did. Apart from, working on a brand for so many years, it's not the campaign, it's how you helped that brand to survive with the same, idea and personality. Thumbs Up is very active because it's a strong cola which has got so much of frizz. Men with action like a drink like that. Not sweeter drinks like Pepsi or Mazza or fruit drinks or any of those. Men wanted to be like that, and every teenager want to be a man. Correct? So this brand helps. But interestingly, 60% of 40% of Thumbs Up is consumed by girls. Not boys. Boys do 60%, but 40% is a great share. So without offending the other sex, and then without including everyone, how can you steer a brand for so many years, and then make its existence as purposeful in people's life? Still, um, Thumbs Up is the largest brand in colas, not Pepsi, not Coke, or not any other brand. So you take enormous pride in building such a brand. Other brand which I were involved right from beginning was Jet Airways. Unfortunately, there is no Jet Airways today. I mean, on so many other factors, it died after 20, 25 years of existence. But you take pride in building brands, and what you contributed to those brands to really succeed. Creativity is nothing but to add things, emotional equity to a product. Otherwise, a product is a product. It becomes a brand when you add emotional equity to it. So in terms of, if you ask me which are the brands, which are the campaigns, these are the campaigns and brands I like HDFC Life, Sarut Hake Jio. I worked on that campaign, that brand for 15 years. I've done so many commercials, empowering women in that. So before that, a lot of advertising used to show, especially insurance, and then educational scholarships, and then insurance, and then giving financing education. Nobody used to use girls. It's always boys who have to go abroad and then study. So the first brand will change boys to girls. And then today, all their advertising is skewed towards girls. So a lot of things, which you do, you take pride not in a single campaign, but you take pride in building that brand and then giving it a personality which lasts longer. Even today, also it is relevant. 15 years back, also it was relevant, because that will never go out of fashion. Correct. And then still a long way to go in a country like us, gender equality. Correct.
Yes.
So these are the two campaigns, and I would say from different times and then different things. We're not just one clever ad. There's so many ads within this brand, which one is very attached to. But if you see it in a holistic way, for marketing, brand building, or communication, adding to brand building, and then creating an emotional bond with the brand, and how people love the brands and its advertising for so many years. Maybe contemporary work may not be as great as what it used to be, but people used to respect advertising in those days. Now it is all celebrities, there's nothing else.
Yes, sir. And very true, sir, that a brand is built only by the emotional connect. Otherwise, it's just a product, and how we should keep on changing with the demand of the audience. Very true. And sir, also creativity and technology nowadays goes hand in hand. So we would love to know your opinion about that and about something about generative AI.
See, I think this is the hottest topic in the country, not country, across the world ever since Microsoft came out, and then little known uh, data scientists and analysis who were doing the chat GPT is nothing but deeper machine learning, which was there for so many years, but it was there in the industry, AI aided stuff. But people never used it. People never knew it. It is like Intel, correct? Unless they advertise, we started knowing that Intel is a chip which actually makes your computer work as fast as you want, correct? So you never know, things which you'll never see. AI is something which you have never seen. You don't know. It's only people who use it know it. And for the first time, Chat GPT and Microsoft that really unleashed the power of technology to people. Correct? People were using it, but they were not aware of that. Each time a search happens on Google, it's all AI driven. Correct? So each time you get a personalized message, it's all AI driven. So AI was there, and then now it has become far more popularized. And now that it is becoming, far more in the open source, and applications are becoming far more. Forget about the world. Even we at Nihilent, out of 500 data scientists, 50 to 60 people are working on different applications of generative AI. In different industries, retail, healthcare, somewhere. So it is now the applications are becoming more. The way we consume things are changing. The way, the tools are also changing. And then before Photoshop, we never knew how to change a person's face. Correct. Now everybody is using, all those apps, and then that what can be done and what can be done. So in the same way, generative AI is changing so much of things around the world. From imaging towards texting and healthcare to all industries. In entertainment, advertising is going to change completely, and it will become a lot more responsive. And earlier, we used to say three things will never coexist, which is price, quality, and time. You have to choose only two. Three can't be chosen because it's impossible to deliver. And then today, without those three, you can't survive. Now, how can those three survive? It's a technology which is making us to do that. At one point in time, we have to go to 4 different countries and then shoot, and then to go to another 3 countries and do post production. So a film cost, those days used to be 2 crores, 3 crores, because we had to travel, and then it used to take 2 months, 3 months, and post production, shooting in different locations. Today, you can do live sitting in a studio.
Yes, sir.
Correct. The production cost out of 3 crores 10 years back is equivalent to 30 lakhs today. Correct. And film can be delivered within a week's time without even moving out of your home. Things can be shot in New Zealand, like the sequence of the serials, which people have been doing. Lord of the Rings, the Power of Ring was done completely in house, correct? In a location where sets are being made. People never traveled one place to another. There were a lot of visuals coming in from New Zealand, and a lot of other things which have been done elsewhere. So it was done completely at a time when the entire world is shut down. No human beings have ever traveled, correct? No money has been spent on traveling. No money has been spent on going to different places and then shooting, correct? And then everything was done at the time of COVID, and then still we got a production which is far better than the previous 2 productions.
Yes.
We are, AI and generative AI is changing, making things to unreal world, which is giving you things in real time. So there is no lag in everything. Whether a chatbot responding to you or a collaborative film production you want to do across 20 countries and produce it with generative AI and then put it on air within 24 hours. For instance, yesterday cricket match was stopped. So today, probably we would have seen a brilliant commercial done by Tata saying that we want it to rain, because in a country where water shortage is there, we don't, and especially Chennai would have taken the stance of saying that at least let it rain, my people will have some water to drink. Chennai has scarcity of water. So if you have ideas like that, it will take 10 days to execute or 20 days to execute. Now you can do it on the fly. Overnight you could have created a commercial next day morning. It would have taken the world by surprise. Correct. A lot of things which are happening, which has put the agility, responsiveness, and far more tools, correct, for cost, and then scaling up. Machines will do, and then human intervention is there thinking of ideas. I want a commercial tomorrow morning with this theme. Is what a creative person have to think, or a marketing person have to think. That computers won't. After that, execution will be done. So you are getting a lot more tools from generative AI. It's not an enemy. It's a tool for you to use. Your ideas can be implemented faster, cheaper, and quicker.
True, sir. Technology is really changing our life and it is really helpful for us nowadays. Uh, Now, sir, we would love to know any interesting story of your life which you would like to share with us.
Whatever, life is full of stories. Uh, and all stories are beautiful lives. Some from the memory you get it, and then you start using that, um, and then making that as a story which can attract far more people and make them as advertising. Correct. There are a lot of stories in life, which gets converted into advertising. That's what we call it as insights which come from real life, and then you pick them up, and then you start using them as stories for brands.
Yes.
For instance, there's a campaign which we did, for McDonald's Purane Zamane Ke Daam, correct, which came from an insight all of us face, not just me. In our time, even your time also, if you were to ask 5 years back, or when you were in your college and in your teens, if you were to ask your father to give me money for coffee, probably you would have given 50 rupees to you, and you would have said, no, 50 rupees, what do I get? CCD charges 70 rupees, and Starbucks will charge 300 rupees. Correct. So we go back to our memories. Your father would have told you that, in our days, we used to get 5 rupees for a coffee. In my days, it used to be 10 paisa for a coffee, 5 paisa for tea, and then 10 paisa for coffee. So we all, suffer from this syndrome from parents or older people telling us stories from the past. We
Yes.
hate the stories, but we love the prices. Imagine if you were to get for 10 paisa a coffee from Starbucks, your life would be sorted.
Yes, sir.
So we don't, we hate uh, the stories from Purana Zamana, but we love the prices from Purana. Correct. That's why the entire Purana Zamana ki Dam, we made the old people come alive. Dilip Kumar and uh, uh, Rajesh Khanna and Sanjeev Kumar, all those people, came in black and white from those characters, and then came to McDonald's and then said that Purane Zamane ki Dam, यहाँ पे कुछ मिलता है, and then we use it for happy price menu, 20 rupees. So a lot of things, which are from your life. My father-in-law used to give me, 500 rupees in mid 80s, and then asked me to buy clothes for 20 for a giant for 20 people. So I used to spend 2,000 rupees and then go back and then give him some change for the 500 rupees which he gave, and then said 450 mein, I bought everything. So he used to feel very happy about it because he does not know the reality. People prices have changed. So these are the things which you experience in life, correct? So these experiences, whenever you're solving a problem, will come in handy, and then suddenly you use those experiences and convert those stories which actually match to what you wanted to communicate to people. And then a lot of stories like that, and you ask any advertising person, any creative person, any planner, we all live in the past, we all live in our experiences, and then try and then go to get the little experiences converted into a relevant story to people, and then people will, another campaign which we did, Nitesh Tiwari came up with this. Nitesh Tiwari, now a famous filmmaker. So he was a copywriter, working. So that time the insight was, we show people, whenever people come to your house, visitors come to your house, our parents show their children's talent.
Yes.
चिन्नू वो करके दिखा, चिन्नू ये करके दिखा, and then we make, उसका नकल उतारता है, इसका नकल नकल उतारता है, and then we ask them, we package their talent, and then we make them to exhibit. So we did a campaign on that, how Alpan Libe, twist in the tale when father asked the children to say that the child will do something which is quite opposite, embracing the father, Papa घर पे, Papa office में is a tiger, घर पे is a billy, office में something, and then घर पे he washes clothes, things like that. Children are innocent. They actually say everything.
Yes.
So a lot of things in real life we see, and then we capture them, and then we try to give a life to it, and then make things happen. So that's how stories in life are always useful. The more you live, the more you listen, the more you travel, the more time you spend with people, the more memories you carry. The more memories you carry, the richer you are. And then when you turn back to your life, it provides you all answers. If you don't turn back to your life, you wanted to search answers in the books, you will never get it. AI is not going to do any of that. You need to do it. So that's the reason why creative people are the happiest people. Correct? We don't care for money. If we get money, we spend it. We don't know how to keep it, and then we are very happy living a very happy life. So that's what stories are about, all about. And I never knew that such stories can actually fetch you lakhs and lakhs of salary today.
Yes.
Correct. You never know. You've always experienced. We never had any kind of selfish intent,
Mhm.
saying that this will give me future may some benefit. Then therefore, I wanted to go to a cousin's wedding. I want to meet such a person. You don't know. Up to 13, whatever you learn, whatever you experience in life is selfless. Your selfishness will come after 13.
Yes.
Correct. When you become a teenager, then selfishness will come. That uncle gives me money. His auntie gives me chocolate. That friend, helps you with the homework. So a lot of selfishness will come into relationships. That's the reason why the childhood memories are the purest, and then they are best. And that's what we are uncashing today. Those stories are giving us livelihood. Whether we make a feature film, or whether we do an ad, whether we do an OTT, or whether we do a Facebook post, it is all those stories.
Wow, sir, amazing. It was really fun talking to you and listening to stories. So that is all from my side. If you want to add up anything else to this.
No, I think you have covered. I speak a lot, but still I stuck to the time. Still I think we have 4 minutes in our time. But that's what I want to say. I just wanted to tell whoever is watching this, or is live your life. Be happy all the time. Observe everything. The more good you do, the more good will happen to you. Be generous. All my teachers, all my parents, all the people whom I have interacted in my life have been generous with me. And then today I'm trying to be generous. I don't say that I'm generous, but I'm trying to be generous, and then trying to pass on things which I have learned from the previous generation. Only thing I urge you guys, be generous. If you find a little kid, be generous. Spend some time with that person, and with that kid, and then try and then teach him something new, and make him experience something which is very different. So that way you are being generous and passing on something. And life is all about experiences. It's not knowledge which you get from Google. It's the experiences which you have, the stories which you have. And then if you pass on those values, those stories, and those memories, which will get etched in the minds of younger ones. And that's how humanity will survive and values will survive. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing valuable experience and the stories which you share. Thank you so much for all this and giving your time today. We thank you from the whole Bloggers Alliance family for joining us today. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you. Yeah.